Pregnancy ruins your career. Your body will never be the same. Pregnancy automatically strengthens a relationship. You'll lose all your friends. Having a baby means saying goodbye to your dreams. And don't even think about getting pregnant after 35. It's way too dangerous. Oh, and if you exercise while pregnant, the baby could fall right out. These are just some of the ridiculous myths I hear every single day as a reproductive health specialist. And guess what? They're all completely wrong.
Welcome to Digiverse Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Thompson, and today's episode, Don't Get Pregnant, is going to break down everything you need to know about pregnancy, family planning, and reproductive health. We're joined by Dr. Sarah Mitchell, a board-certified OB/GYN with over 15 years of experience helping women navigate their reproductive journeys. Dr. Sarah, those myths you just shared, they're pretty wild.
And believe me, Mike, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The amount of misinformation out there about pregnancy is staggering. And it can be really harmful when women make life-changing decisions based on myths and old wives' tales.
Let's dive right in then. You mentioned career impact. Is pregnancy really a career killer?
That's actually a perfect place to start, Mike. This myth is particularly damaging because it makes women feel they have to choose between motherhood and professional success. The reality is far more nuanced. While pregnancy and motherhood certainly require adjustments, many women successfully navigate both. The key is proper planning and understanding your rights.
What kind of rights should women be aware of?
In the United States, the Family and Medical Leave Act provides certain protections. Pregnant women are protected from workplace discrimination, and many companies have started offering competitive maternity leave packages. But here's what's really interesting. Studies show that mothers often develop enhanced multitasking and leadership skills that actually benefit their careers.
That's fascinating. But let's talk about that age myth you mentioned, the infamous 35 and it's too late warning.
Yes, the magical number 35. This might be the most persistent myth in reproductive health. While it's true that fertility gradually declines with age, the idea that pregnancy becomes dangerous the moment you turn 35 is completely false. The term geriatric pregnancy, which thankfully we're moving away from, has scared countless women unnecessarily.
So what's the real story with age and pregnancy?
The truth is, every woman is different. Yes, fertility generally decreases with age, but many women in their late 30s and early 40s have healthy pregnancies and babies. What's more important is overall health, lifestyle factors, and proper medical care. I've seen women at 42 have easier pregnancies than some at 25.
That leads perfectly into something I've been curious about. Who actually shouldn't get pregnant? Are there legitimate medical conditions that make pregnancy inadvisable?
This is crucial information that often gets overshadowed by myths. There are indeed some medical conditions where pregnancy could pose serious risks. For example, women with severe pulmonary hypertension or certain heart conditions might be advised against pregnancy. Some autoimmune conditions can also complicate pregnancy.
Could you give us more specific examples?
Of course. Women with severe uncontrolled diabetes, active lupus, or certain genetic conditions might need specialized care or counseling before considering pregnancy. But, and this is important, many women with chronic conditions can still have healthy pregnancies with proper medical support and monitoring.
Let's shift gears a bit. You mentioned exercise earlier. What's the real deal with staying active during pregnancy?
I love this topic. The myth that exercise is dangerous during pregnancy has probably done more harm than good. Regular physical activity during pregnancy can actually reduce complications, help manage weight gain, and even make labor easier. Of course, you might need to modify your routine, but the old advice to just sit and rest for 9 months? That's completely outdated.
What kind of exercise is safe during pregnancy?
Most moderate activities are perfectly safe. Walking, swimming, prenatal yoga, and even modified strength training. The key is listening to your body and getting clearance from your healthcare provider. And contrary to that myth I mentioned earlier, no, the baby cannot fall out during exercise.
That's definitely reassuring. Let's talk about family planning. When is the right time to have a baby?
That's such an important question, Mike. The right time is different for everyone, but there are some universal factors to consider. Financial stability, emotional readiness, relationship status, career goals, and support systems all play crucial roles. But here's what often gets overlooked. There's no such thing as a perfect time.
Could you elaborate on that?
Many couples wait for everything to be perfect. The perfect job, the perfect house, the perfect financial situation. While planning is important, waiting for perfection can lead to unnecessary delay. The key is being reasonably prepared while understanding that you'll adapt and grow into parenthood.
What about birth control? There seems to be a lot of confusion around contraception methods.
This is another area where misinformation runs rampant. Modern contraceptive options are safer and more effective than ever, but myths persist. Let's break down some common misconceptions about birth control.
Dr. Sarah, this has been incredibly informative. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yes, Mike. Remember that pregnancy and parenthood are deeply personal journeys. Don't let myths or societal pressure drive your decisions. Get accurate information from reliable sources, talk to healthcare providers, and make choices that work for you and your family. And despite our show's provocative title, pregnancy isn't something to fear. It's something to understand and approach with knowledge and confidence.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah, for sharing your expertise with us today. And thank you, listeners, for joining us for this episode of Don't Get Pregnant. Remember to subscribe for more episodes where we tackle important topics about reproductive health and family planning.